Light that grill, put it on a stick. Burgers, veggies, fruit and more. Put it on a stick. Marshmallows, pizza, fish.
So we've been inspired by the Big E. Yes, and me and Johnny have been contemplating it. Everything here is on a stick.
We saw salmon on a stick. We saw pickle on a stick.
Meatballs on a stick.
Meatball on a stick. There was marshmallow on a stick.
Anything.
So we were thinking, is it possible to put comics on a stick? The way I would spin that is put digital comics on a thumb drive. Comics on a stick, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Do it.
right? So,
Food for thought.
Put it on a stick. Burgers, veggies, fruit and more. Put it on a stick. Marshmallows, pizza, fish and cheese. Put it on a stick. Pants and shoes and dogs and cats. Put it on a stick.
Good night for a title change.
Indie Comics Relay, guys. What do you think of that fight?
What if you found a piece of junk that turned out to be one of the most important items in this universe? And every universe. Meet Joey Swick, your average teen who's about to have his world turned upside down when he stumbles across a curious device in the local junkyard. A glove packed with mysterious and incredible powers. This isn't just any gauntlet. It belongs to the Dimensioneers, a group of godlike beings who control the fabric of reality. Joey and his best friend Monty are thrust into a wild adventure, facing off against the brutal Commander Skullguard, who'll stop at nothing to reclaim his lost property. Will Joey master the Gauntlet's powers in time and survive? Kid Switch is a story about friendship, discovery, and embracing the unexpected. Perfect for readers young and old who love sci-fi, action, and a good dose of slice of life. Your pledges will help fund the artwork, printing, and production of Kid Switch issues 1 and 2. By backing Kid Switch, you're not just getting an awesome comic, you're joining Joey and Monty on an adventure that spans dimensions. Let's make Kid Switch issues 1 and 2 a reality.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and promoter for the Plastic City Comic-Con. With me, as always, Johnny C., creator of Sartana the comic, surrounded by death and the pond. For who, Johnny?
My good cousin, Roger Morocco.
And
Might be out there watching.
Yeah, hopefully. And our third co-host, Harry G., the Time Lord of Tangents himself. How's it going, guys?
Everybody,
What's it going? I don't.
It's very like anticlimactic that like, hey, what's going on?
What's up, everybody?
Not much.
We have a lot of viewers tonight. This is a big episode.
Yes. So
Big episode.
We'll talk for about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll bring in our first guest. And then Greydon Square and Tombstone will be with us for the rest of the show after the first guest spot. And yeah, Johnny, want to explain like why this is such a big episode tonight?
Well, it's the debut of revolutionary tech that is going to change the indie comics industry. It's controversial, and we'll get into that, I'm sure. Yeah. But it's basically it's a way to make your comics go to the next level. And everybody who has seen this and previewed this platform, their jaw just hit the floor. after the presentation. So we were very lucky and to be able to, and on the kindness of Greydon and Tombstone to have Indie Comics Relay be the place where they debut this publicly. So we're very lucky. We're very blessed for that to happen here on this show. And I can't wait for everybody to see this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. Just a little bit we saw off the air the last time Greydon was here was pretty remarkable stuff. I gotta admit, and definitely there's gonna be some controversy with it because comics and AI are just
we'll let Greydon get into that.
Pushed the envelope.
Yeah. What's up?
We've always pushed the envelope in this show, so this is no different.
This is no different. But I mean, we were very lucky to have a lot of big things in the indie comic community come through this channel. So, and tonight's no different. You know what I mean? That's why I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we had Philbo last week, so if you haven't watched that episode, go check that out. I sent my email to him too this week with some PDFs for Mighty Mascots, and because I'll tell you guys real quick before we bring in the first guest. So I was at KidsCon on Saturday.
You got some TV time there too.
Yeah, did you see the video? How cool was that? I wasn't even
cool, man.
Aware of that going on around me. Sometimes you're oblivious to stuff.
Right.
But who was next to me, who I haven't been next to at a Comic-Con in 10 years. Last time was Boston Comic-Con, was Tyler. I'm blanking on his last name from
Tyler Fernandez.
No, Tyler from Comics Tribe.
Goodness.
Do you remember his last name? I forget.
I'm drawing a blank, but
who
Tyler from Comics Tribe. Yeah, the guy that whenever you launch a Kickstarter, somehow he catches wind of it and sends you that communication.
I just got it too. Yeah,
of course. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
I talked.
That guy's got a system. It's wild.
Oh, dude, he's got that whole thing made.
Figured out. He's got it figured out.
He does, and I talked to him all weekend about just distribution and the comic scene and the comics industry in general and everything. Really good stuff. I mean, that dude's knowledgeable.
He'd be a great guest on the show for sure.
Yeah, we should definitely have him at some point. I think that'd be awesome. Maybe we can do some cross promoting because he does he does his own show about just crowdfunding. That's right. He's kind of become a wizard at it, So
right.
It might not be a bad idea to get him on here at some point. And
for sure.
But it was cool to catch up with him. I haven't, and he was interested in everything I was doing, and vice versa. He had a cool Cthulhu coloring book or Cthulhu spelling book or something, one of those Cthulhu books or something, He had
Tyler James.
Yeah, he had a little stuffed Cthulhus. It was pretty cool. He was
having those little extra items on the table, it just helps you, a little bit extra that you can sell, another piece of inventory, something that helps push that needle to get you to that table amount.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun show as always.
Yep.
I like KidsCon. I'm going to try to do their Nashua one coming up in 2026. Try that new venue because they're at the castle. Okay. Nashua hotel. So I think I'm going to probably try that next year. I love that place. So and it's been remodeled. It looks really nice now. So
nice.
Yeah, so it should be good. But yeah, I don't want to waste too much time tonight because I did talk to Greydon for a few minutes and he kind of planned out a 20-minute presentation and about an extra half hour just to talk. So I don't want to waste the time with us chatting, because we can always chat a little bit at the end of the show, so
for sure. Plus, people might have questions, audience, people are watching.
Absolutely.
So we definitely want to leave a lot of time for that too. Participation
definitely.
and interaction.
And everybody in the chat, I see all your hellos and everything. Thanks for joining us. We got all our usuals here, which is awesome. So I'm going to bring in our first guest tonight, who's I've been on the show before. What were you going to say, Johnny?
Been on the show before, and I was on a panel with him at San Diego Comic-Con last year.
I knew you. Yeah.
Yeah, hosted by David Lucarelli.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave's awesome. Love Dave.
Dave's the best.
Lucarelli. So yeah, Edward Davis, he's here with a new Kickstarter project, a horror one shot, which looks really cool. I like the idea behind it. So without further ado, let's bring our first guest in tonight, Mr. Ed Davis. What's up, Ed? How's it
Not
going,
much.
man?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good. Glad to see you
Hey,
back, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Good to see you again, Ed.
Good to see you.
So yeah, I mean, it's been a couple years. I think you were on. I know you were on with a group of people, right?
We were doing the Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales, so I came on with Travis and a group of other people that had worked in that book, and then we had the panel that my daughter filmed. You guys put it up on the channel as well.
Yeah,
David fixed up the audio, and then she just happened to be filming the whole thing in the back, and you guys posted that up, so that was great too, because that was a lot of fun. That panel's always a good time.
Yeah, that was a good panel. Very informative, great discussion, a very diverse panel from all ranges of indie comics. You know, we had legends and you know first comers and myself in between.
Yeah.
Those are always the best ones to be a part of, though, because
full spectrum.
Because you always because your audience is the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's always different levels of talent there as well. But I always I've been in this game for a while, and Johnny has, and I'm sure you have too, Ed. But you always learn something from those panels, no matter how long you've been in this industry. You know what I mean? So I love that kind of stuff.
It's kind of validating to go to those informative panels, even if you're well experienced, because it's just like you go there and you go, okay, I'm kind of on the right track. And then sometimes you might learn something new that you just, you've been doing something one way for so long, and you finally hear a different or new perspective. It's eye opening. So you never disregard going to those panels just because I've been to a million of them. No, you might actually come across something new or different.
Oh yeah. There's always something to learn.
100%. So now this new one shot that you have coming out, is this the thing you've been
Speaking
working
of eye-opening
on?
Yeah. It's actually something that it was something that kind of came out of nowhere when I was dealing with all this real life turmoil. A lot of the book is actually autobiographical. I developed eye floaters and was dealing with all the kind of just the worry of what the hell's going to happen, because I have a brother who went completely blind. So anytime eye stuff comes up, it leaves you in a panic. So I'm sitting in this hospital waiting room, over a 2-day span, a total of 17 hours. And I'm just sitting there, dread, panic, every emotion you can think of. And I asked the nurse, just please bring me a stack of paper and a pen. And I just started creating this story from there. So it's kind of just pouring out all of this emotion onto the page and thinking, okay, I'm going to make this whole story about eye floaters, and eye floaters being something more nefarious and terrible than you could possibly think of, just vitreous fluid developing in the eyes like they really are. But I'm just kind of thinking, what can I do with these eye floaters to make them scary and worse? And it became a one shot because it was not a place I want to go back to. It was written from such a negative headspace, but it was also kind of therapeutic. It was just pouring out all of this emotion onto the page. And I sat with the story for months before I even wanted to look at it again and revise it and turn it into its final form. But yeah, it was born just from dread in a hospital waiting room.
Oh, wow.
That's the best way to develop a story. Oh, sorry, Harry. Didn't mean to step on you there.
No,
I was just saying the best way to develop a story is to let it marinate and sit with you and let it kind of grow in your head. Because the longer it sits, the more you feel comfortable with it, and you have a really solid concept and idea. Commend you for doing that, not just rushing to put something out. Harry, go on.
No, this is very unsettling because I have some eye floaters myself. I think it comes with that age. But what was your main fear, or why were you so concerned, like to go to the hospital with your floaters? Or was it because of floaters?
It was,
Is that what it was? Or?
what happened was it started as just a couple little floaters, and for me they look like little gnats. And then within, I'd say about 3 weeks, it had obstructed 40% of my visual field.
Whoa.
So
oh my God.
it was just dramatically bad. It found out I had floaters on top of retinal tears. So it was all kinds of stuff. So I went in, they fixed the retinal tears, but the floaters were still there, and they did the full eye scan, and they said, yeah, you have a huge chunk of this vitreous fluid. Not just normally you get, if you look at them on the scan, they look like little dots. This was a giant mass, and they said, look, you have to get these removed surgically. That's the only choice. Okay. So yeah, they had to go in, they had to cut, and they keep you awake for this. So it fucks with your head.
That's a Saw movie waiting to happen.
And you're in the twilight state, so you're kind of like loopily happy as they're just doing all this shit. And I don't know. Am I okay?
You're good. You're good, man.
All right. So they
like, and then they brought out a chainsaw.
No, they bring the needle to your eye. I'm like, dude, it's like Fulci. And the doctor's like, what the fuck is this guy going on about? But
yeah.
So yeah, it was just kind of taking all of this after the surgeries were done, when I could finally see again. And I had all of these notes from crazy stuff that had actually happened in the hospital. So as I was leaving the first night, and the first doctor found nothing. I went to this, if you look this hospital up, I will not name drop them, but they have a 1.5 star review on this. So as I'm leaving, this homeless woman runs up, grabs me, starts shaking me, saying, "You're not real. You're not real." It's like, damn.
Holy mackerel.
That's
is that a floater too, or is that a real woman?
No, it's real. But that's actually what hatched the story. When I was in the hospital for the first span, I think it was about 7 hours that night, and I was just writing for other stuff. I'm like, I'm going to at least just be productive. I'm stuck here anyway. So I was writing for Immortal Era, just kind of trying to close out a chapter. And then when this woman attacked me, said I'm not real, I'm like, what if I'm not? What if these floaters made me a fake person? And that's where the story kind of grew and hatched from there. And then it turns out this doctor who said, "You're fine, there's nothing." I went to another doctor the next day. He goes, "What amateur didn't notice these major retinal tears you have?" I'm like, "Well, it was at this hospital." He goes, "Oh, okay." He knew. As soon as I named it, he's like, "Yeah, trust me, you shouldn't have gone there." I'm like, "That's where they sent me, because they were the ones that had the machines to do the surgery if it was needed to be done."
That is.
How do retinal tears? How do retinal tears happen? How do they occur? Like,
I don't. They didn't really give me an answer on that one. I don't know if it's one of those things where, because of my doing long distance running, maybe that contributed to it, but they didn't really give answers. I dealt with a lot of really bad doctors through this whole stretch of things, where I said, well, what could cause this? And first with the floaters, they go, like you said, like Harry said, they just kind of come with age. But he said the severity of your floaters, that's something more worrisome, which is why you end up in a surgery and get to watch them, watch the needle come to your eye. Something. So I was so loopy. I thought, that's so cool. It's just like Lucio Fulci movies, and he always gets the eyeballs. And that.
I would say that the how retinal tears happens, the answer is in the book, and you have to back the campaign to find out.
There you go.
There you go.
The one thing I don't do in the book is give any answers, because I find the more you explain these, supernatural phenomenon, the worse the story gets. Because it started in an ancient, Egyptian tomb and blah blah blah, and then next thing you know,
movies are it's always the same like that. Yeah,
and
that's also how Manimal. It's also how Manimal began too.
Yeah,
it began in ancient Egyptian tombs.
Ancient Egyptian tombs.
Yeah,
right.
But some of all the best horror movies have no explanation, or
that's when it's
very
good.
light on. you know, like one of my favorite movies, Black Christmas, where I'm wearing the shirt right now.
Nice.
You never know anything about that killer. He just shows up and
we don't need to know he was abused as a child. We don't need to know, because as soon as they did that with the Halloween movies, when Rob Zombie got a hold of him, it's like, okay, great. And then I heard, okay, they're making a Scar movie with the, you know, a backstory. Like, wait, is it going to be because he's a sad, you know, adolescent who got teased by Mufasa, so he dropped him off a cliff, and it's going to validate that? It's like, quit explaining shit. Just let a villain be evil. We don't need to know their whole backstory. We don't need to know what
100%. Like, let a horror story be a horror story, you know. You know, which is kind of like my, you know, like my beef with like the newer Predator movies, that they're like becoming like they're trying to make the Predators into these good guys or something. I don't like it. Like, you know,
misunderstood
I want to go back to
monsters.
the original one where you don't know what the hell's happening. You don't know why they're there. The worst thing they did was give them the race even a name or anything. Like, it just stop. You know, just stop.
They come, they try to kill. You got to try to survive and kill them back. Not, oh well, his dad was mean to him, so now he's a sad, and he needs to just, you know, validate his existence. Like, shut up. Just be an evil predator killing shit. That's what we want.
100%, man. I me and you with our horror sensibilities are the same.
Yeah.
You know. But I do admire the fact that, because I've never had like something traumatic like this ever happen to me, like health wise. But I do admire the fact that you were able to take that and channel into something good, you know, essentially with this comic story, you know.
Did you feel that you were at a race against time? Did you feel you had a small window of time to get the story written before maybe you lost your eyesight or something? Were you afraid of that?
I think it was just, I didn't know what was going to happen. After watching my brother go completely blind, you don't know. You're just like, I might be on borrowed time. I got to get this out. And it was also just, I mean, the story was just writing itself. It was just pouring out of my head. And it was just that, just living in this constant fear, like what's going to happen? Where am I going to land when all of this ends? Will I end up with, you know, slightly compromised vision, or is it the beginning of the end? And when you don't know that uncertainty, it was either sit there and freak out for, you know, all of those hours, or try to channel it somewhere else. And that was more what I did.
Concept hits home for me because I've had like eye issues myself, you know, and I went to like an eye exam one time to get, you know, and the girl covered my eye up, you know, I think my left or right eye, I forget. And she's like, oh, read the eye chart on the wall. I'm like, what eye chart? She's like, on the wall. I'm like, I don't see an eye chart. She's like, what are you talking about? Are you kidding around? She's like, kind of like half laughing. I'm like, I'm serious. I don't see an eye chart.
Not a joke.
I don't. And I got worried. And she's like, Harry, it's right there. And I took down the little like spoon she gave me for my eye, and I took it down. I'm like, oh, there it is. It's on the left side, not the right side. I covered my eye up. I wasn't even looking in that direction. I felt the eye chart was in the. You idiot! I'm like, I'll blind him out.
Harry, maybe you should have wrote a story, a horror story.
Turn it into your horror story.
Yeah, I got several.
It sounds like the plot of a Mr. Magoo episode.
It's more like it, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's pull up the campaign because I want to take a look at this thing.
There's one particular cover on this campaign page I love. It feels like a throwback to like Fright Night or Return of the Living Dead, those type. And I'm sure you know which cover it is. It's the Fish Lee cover.
And it was awesome. Fright Night. That was what I was actually aiming for.
Awesome. Wait until you guys see this cover coming up. It's amazing.
Oh, I think I saw that one actually. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Actually, go back up again, Keith, real quick. That right there, those spots, the floaters. Like, what a great art representation of those things. And even like the little curls and stuff, like very like Uzumaki.
Yeah.
And you know, I love that.
That's what that's what I told the artist. It's kind of my Junji Ito homage, because that's kind of the weird horror that I was thinking of when I was doing this one.
Right. There you go.
And like to do horror with eye stuff, I think is perfect because when you see it in a movie or something, it really is like, like it gets you.
Stuff gets a cringe every time. And anytime
yeah.
I'm describing this in the shows I've gone on and I start talking about the situation, you can see the host like, oh, stop it. We're talking about the needles, and I mean, I left out some of the lovely details, but it's, oh my gosh.
That's why the eyeball creature
stuff
in the new Alien episode, the new Alien TV show, was like the best character.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because it's like, that's like a fear, like
right.
Put into like a creature. Same thing with did you guys watch the latest episode of It Welcome to Derry?
I'm way behind on that one, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. They had like a little eye thing on last night's episode.
I didn't see that one yet. That's
okay. I won't spoil it for you, but it's a good one. It's a very good one. That's like very creepy.
I saw Frankenstein that had eye stuff. They was putting eyes in the eye sockets.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The sound effect was like,
yeah.
I like that.
We did do a black and white version of the book to kind of give it that true Junji Ito vibe. So we're going to do a regular and a black and white. So Dan Schmidt's the artist. He did a great job. I loved his work.
Look at that cover.
That's the amazing William Russell cover. Because all the time with these floaters, you get these kind of faces that come out of their head to when the floaters take control. So I told him, like, it doesn't need to even be a character from the book because these floaters move around everywhere. So that's the one.
Yeah, that's definitely gets some
Fright Night homage, and that's going to be the foil cover.
I love that.
Great idea.
That's also a T-shirt too, right? I like the T-shirt of that.
That and the T-shirt.
The tires on the roof hit home, actually.
Yeah, I lived in that house growing up. That description was my childhood house when I gave it to the artist. I'm like, that's
right there.
I lived in the high desert, and the tires and the little, like, you get the antenna on the top of the roof that would get blown down all the time.
Yep. The tires weighing down the mat on the roof.
Yep.
That's like
prevents the leaking from the rain.
That's such personal detail that you have to have in comics, because like I identified immediately to that, right? So because that's a shared experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the campaign looks good, Ed. And I see you're close to hitting your goal, which is
nice.
We're
getting close. It's a little over a week up, and it's making good progress. And we have some of the original art pages. We have the Fish Lee cover as a T-shirt. And then we have the preview. We haven't lettered it yet. We're going to letter it this week, so it'll be ready to go. And I'm going to print it before the campaign even ends, so that the books are ready to go. The moment the campaign closes, I can start mailing them out as soon as Kickstarter releases the funds, and I can send that money to pay for all the shipping.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I like the artwork too. Who's your artist on this?
That's pretty awesome.
Dan Schmidt's the artist, and he does a great job.
There he is.
He has two stories, Worms Crawl In and Worms Crawl Out, that he wrote himself. And this one, I love the way he kind of did the weird monsters and things like that in the book. So he was the first one I thought of with this. And when I was in the hospital, I sent him a message. I'm like, I have this story. I don't know how long it's going to be, but do you want to be a part of it? And as soon as I told him what it's all about, he's like, oh, hell yeah, I'm in. And then it was, like I said, it was about 6 months later that I finally went to it. And there were a lot of things that happened in the hospital that were written in the story, but I didn't know how would they apply to the actual plot. The naked streaker who was running around the hospital never made it to the story. Cause I'm like, how does he make it to the plot? It was a bonkers thing, a fun story to tell when you're chatting with your friends, but it didn't really make its way into the story. The homeless woman became kind of the catalyst of the whole story, where we see that she's kind of what moves these floaters all around.
Wow, interesting. Okay. What's the elevator pitch for the actual story like?
So the elevator pitch would be Floaters tells the story of how eye floaters are not just simply vitreous fluid of developing in the eyes. There's something nefarious that will slowly drive you mad and destroy your life.
Okay.
Nice. I love it.
It's a perfect idea for a horror movie or a horror story.
It has that 80s vibe.
and a lot of people have eye issues, so this will definitely, appeal, or maybe not appeal to those people.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll appeal to them.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple people when they're asking, I was at a con this week and they're like, oh, what books do you have coming up? And I talked about floaters, and they're just like, that's too much. I have floaters. I can't read this book. And I said, well, that's good. If it's freaking you out, then it's doing what it's supposed to. Because horror's not supposed to make you feel comfortable. The best horror makes you cringe, makes you worried, makes you afraid to jump in the ocean. You think of Jaws and its impact on people not wanting to swim in the ocean. It's like, that's when it's at its most powerful, where you think, oh shit, I have floaters. What's going to happen to me? And that's what I was kind of going for. It's like, I'm going to hand you some of my dread. You can share it with me.
Right.
Yeah. I used to think, the other floaters were scary, but these are far more scary.
These are way worse.
These floaters.
The other ones you can flush away. These ones just hang with you.
No, right.
So now, having written the story, Ed, have you successfully expelled it out of you? Or is the fear still there?
I have. I mean, I'm already dealing with the doctor saying, oh, now there's scar tissue. We might have to have another surgery. So it feels never ending to me. But I think at least the initial dread, I was really able to pull it out in all of this. So that's the good thing about it. And now I've already had my artist and a couple other people are saying, you can't just let the story end here. It's, there's more that you can explore. And I said, well, I don't want to get to that headspace, but then again, maybe I do. Maybe it's worth a revisit, because it's definitely a dark place. But when I'm writing my other series, it's not like I'm writing about, friendly puppies. It gets pretty dark in that one too. And you just have to find, maybe one day it's going to come back. And I realize, okay, the floaters at the end of this story, it's left ambiguous. Where are they? Who are they going to go into next? Because they constantly move. I think of,
who do they work for?
Yeah, well, that I'm not going to explain, because that'll ruin it. Like, oh, floaters were actually, developed in a lab in Asia or whatever. It's like, we're not going there.
I think this concept. Sorry, Keith.
Oh, go ahead, Johnny.
I was just going to say, I feel like this concept is like the great introduction to what would be a cool anthology series.
Yeah. Let other people
if you just got a bunch of awesome creators to do their floater stories, and then just collect. So this is issue 1. But then here's this collected edition that expands the universe.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like it was always meant to be this one shot. But if there's more ideas out there, why not kind of open it up and broaden it, and let people take floaters to space if they wanted to, so to speak.
Yeah, they can go anywhere. And even when I was on another show, when we were talking about it, she came up with this really good idea, because pain is what activates the floaters and eventually destroys your mind. And she was talking about well, what about a woman who's getting a botched cesarean section like I had? I'm like, damn, you get the floaters develop and you turn fully homicidal in the hospital. I love that idea, but she can write it. That's not for me.
Yeah,
that's her pain she can channel. And I think you're right. It would be a great anthology. I could write maybe another fun little 8-pager where we see where the floaters start in this story, but they were somewhere before this. And I love it. Floaters in space. Now you got an astronaut who's developed them.
Yeah, right.
And he's, up there. They're trapped in a, spaceship with this guy who's now completely flipped. Because that's the thing, is once the floaters fully develop, you're done. I mean, there's nothing that can save you or anyone around you.
It would have to be the 4th issue, right?
Yeah,
because all the series 4, it's like Leprechaun 4 was in space, Critters 4 was in space,
Hellraiser 4,
Hellraiser 4 in space. Yeah,
yeah, it always ends up in space.
Yep. Friday the 13th. That was actually 10.
Yeah,
Jason
it
X
took him a while to get to space.
It took Jason X.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Big shout out to Todd Farmer, who wrote that. Jason X.
Nice.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of horror movies, Ed, what is some of your favorites? What are you inspired by as a horror creator yourself? What is some of the fiction or movies that inspire you?
I mean, the movies that really messed with my head when I was a kid would be The Exorcist. That movie, it
one.
wrecked me because my dad thought it would be funny to let me watch it when I was about 8 and then start like banging on walls and stuff. So yeah, that one messes with me still. And then I think, I love the Nightmare on Elm Street. I love when horror's got that supernatural twist to it. And even with the modern ones, I think the Smile movies do a good job because it's just, you don't know what it is. There's no origin, and it's just going to keep moving around. So I think with something like Smile, it does connect well with floaters because there's no beginning, there's no end. Everyone who gets them screwed, and it just kind of keeps moving down the line.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Smile, yeah, you're right, because there's something off-putting about people smiling. Huh?
Final Destination.
Yeah, that one's great too. I love. They're not all great, but the whole thing with Final Destination is like if you evade death, it's coming back for you. And I love when that supernatural twist in there. And I think, I grew up once I could stay up later than my parents and sneak and watch all the horror movies at night. We had HBO, and it was just watching as many as we could. And I loved the Evil Dead franchise. I love those ones. I love the Hellraiser stories. Yeah, Creepshow's great. I'll watch any horror. Then I started watching, like, digging into Italian horror, things like that, and some really messed up French horror stuff. So I'll watch it all, and the more it messes with my head, the better it is.
Yeah. Well,
once my wife tells me to watch on my own.
Yeah. I remember one of the Final Destination sequels, I think it was either 4 or 5, has that one sequence with the eye laser.
That's
right. Right. Oh man.
And the laser starts cutting through her hand, and like, that was that.
The same one with the same one with the suntan, the tables, or
the suntan. Yeah, those are good movies. They're fun. I like them when they're more funny though. Like Part 2 is still my favorite, just because it's got it's the most fun out of all the Final Destination movies.
Yeah.
And it takes it kind of like with a wink, kind of thing. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm the same way. I kind of watch everything. Like I'll get into everything, but I haven't been able to come up with a nice concept like this for a horror movie yet, or a horror comic. One of these days, something will click with me.
Yeah, and this was my first horror comic. I always wanted to write in horror, but you don't want to just retell the same thing. You don't want some cliche, okay, it's, a new Jason or a new Freddy. That's like making a new Justice League. It's like, it's been there. Let that be in the hands of someone who feels passionate about a superhero team, and that's not me. And with horror, it was just kind of, I didn't want to just do a slasher, and I didn't quite know where I wanted to come, and then it came to me. So I guess that's the thing, is the idea will come to you when it's time. And even if it took a messed up sequence of my own life to get there, I think it turned into effective horror. And you're right, it would be a great anthology. Bring other creators in. Maybe I don't want to revisit this headspace too often, but other people might have their own traumatic experience that they can bring in and make some more, really creepy eye stuff going on.
Could be
usually
horror, anthology.
Yeah. Things that are good though, like flow out of you, like this story did for you. Like it just comes out like quick. It's good.
Yeah.
When it comes out pretty quick.
Yeah, that was one of these ones. After leaving the hospital, after the encounter with the homeless woman, this idea just poured out. And that's when you know it's good, when you can't stop it. You're like, I need to keep writing. I can't write fast enough for all these ideas that are dropping out of my head. And that's when you know it's good, when they're just coming out faster than you can possibly get them onto the page.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Very cool, man. And so, like, you saying back to the book itself, you said it's mostly done. It's
all that's needing to be done now is the lettering. So,
okay. So yeah, you're right there.
Everything is complete. All the art, all the colors. We have the 3 different covers, and the last bit that we're going to need to do is the lettering, and that's usually the fastest bit. So
should be, yeah. How many
yeah,
pages is the book?
it's 28.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that should be a couple weeks at the most.
Yeah, so we're
That's
hoping
pretty good for. Sorry, I was gonna say that's good for one shot size, right?
yeah. 28 to
Yeah, I
32
love it.
is a perfect one shot, so that it's a little bit above it, but yeah, it's a little bit above the normal 24 I write, but I think it's kind of, it fits nice, and the whole story is contained in there. So if I do revisit it, great, it'll be just, you know, another a second one shot. And if I don't, you know, it's, you got one thing. And I think especially with Immortal Era, the story that I'm writing, it being a 24 issue series, people don't necessarily want to dive into something that big, knowing that it's going to take years to get it completed. But a one shot, you grab it, you read it, and you know, you don't need to worry about anything else. Hope maybe something else comes out, but you have everything you need all in one place. So it'll be good to have something like that. And I do a lot of horror cons, so I think it'll really do well at those.
I think so too, because I think you found something original to tap into here, which I
Also,
can't think of any horror movie that uses the floaters as a
actually,
jumping
well,
board.
there's no floaters. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. There's an episode called the Invisible Enemy, I think it's called. Yeah, the Invisible Enemy, where this like weird, gross looking thing like zaps you, and your eye gets infected, you know, and it takes over. Your eye develops these crusty, you know, flaky things over your eyes. It's pretty gross.
Cool.
I would recommend watching that.
Yeah,
it's a Tom Baker episode, so it's a good one.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will check that out.
I did paste the link to the Kickstarter in the chat here. Any social media, Ed, that you'd like to let everybody know about, like that?
Yeah,
where you can be reached.
I have Instagram under Finish Line Comics. Make sure it's just Finish Line Comics, no dashes, no underscores. I have about 8 imposter accounts, and I'm always trying to squash them down. But Kickstarter's like, they're not violating anything, even though they steal my art and pretend that they're me. But yeah, I have.
God. Really?
Yeah, it's an ongoing mess with them. I also have Facebook.
God.
I have a YouTube channel as well, and all under Finish Line Comics, so you can check all those out. I also have a TikTok, so if you wanted to see the trailer for Floaters, that's on my TikTok, that's on my Instagram, that's on my YouTube. And yeah, I had my daughter put it together, and I really like how it all came out.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Now, as a comic creator, how is TikTok a good place? Are you getting any fans from that app?
I mean,
is it hard to say?
It's hard to say. I mean, when you look at the Kickstarter, you can see where certain backers are coming from, and there's a few that have come up from TikTok, but it's more, I definitely am not doing TikTok right. My daughters will tell me that, like, that this isn't what people really go to TikTok to see, is, you know, short, you know, video trailers and things like that. But it's, you know, if you see 1 or 2 backers come from it, then you know it's at least worth your time. And I don't create a lot of original content for that. It's just kind of like, okay, here's the trailer, it's on there. And I do little 1 minute comic reviews, and I put those on there as well. So, I mean, I can't say how effective it is, but I know I'm definitely not the right market to be running a TikTok, right. And people are going to look at me and swipe away. They're like, he's not a hot girl lip syncing badly. Move along. So,
but you know what? I think there's a market for every type of person. I don't think you have to be a hot lip syncing girl to really make an impact on any type of social media platform.
Yeah, I think perseverance is what it takes. You just have to post enough to make people notice, and maybe you'll hit that viral one.
Yeah, Joe's saying his comic art gets a good amount of likes on TikTok.
Okay.
So that, I mean, I feel like if people see it, you know, you did something right,
Yeah.
you know. So
get it out there.
Sort of figure out how to turn that into backers is the whole other kit and caboodle, you know. So
Incarnated said it best right here. Laughing my ass off, the algorithm, right? It's just that's what it's learned to ride the algorithm, right?
And you never
Maybe we
know.
can make
You
a
might
horror
hit that
story
one
about
that actually works. Yeah. The algorithm, the evil algorithm story.
There you go. That's
Find out
actually
it's
the
being
sequel.
controlled by a coven of witches somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But anyways, yeah, so Joe, this is great, man. So everybody, Joe is about, it looks like less than 400 away from hitting his goal.
Ed,
He's got 19
Yes.
days to
you said,
go.
you said Joe, not Ed. It's
Yes.
Ed.
Oh,
Yes.
Ed, I'm sorry.
No
I
worries.
was just like, Ed's got less than $400 to hit his goal. 19 days to do it. Should
Plenty of
not be a
time.
problem. You should be able to hit
Yeah.
it, no problem.
I'm feeling good about that. And yeah, anything over, start unlocking some cool stretch goals. And we do have the tier again where you can send books to soldiers. So I've done that in a lot of my campaigns. And
Oh, nice.
I actually had one contact me who got the book and enjoyed it. So it's one of those things. When I don't do it for Immortal Era because I have too many issues and it'd be too logistically too messy to do it. But with something like Floaters, a one shot, I can, if you back that tier, I match it. So everyone who backs that in the add-ons, it gets 2 books into the hands of soldiers.
That's
Oh, very
awesome.
cool.
Deployed overseas.
cool.
Yeah, that's pretty
Great
awesome.
cause, and also a tax write-off.
Yeah,
So there you go.
absolutely. Awesome. Well, Ed, thank you for coming on the show again and sharing
Absolutely.
this project with us. And
I appreciate you having me.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
man. And good luck. Good luck with this. I think you're gonna hit no problem. And then obviously, good luck with your eye stuff, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know, yeah, really.
fingers
crazy.
crossed for you, man.
Yeah.
Most importantly.
Yeah, that's the thing. A good story means nothing if I can't see it. So it's like, all right, hopefully
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
keep
Right.
it going.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll keep our fingers crossed for you,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you.
So, but all right, dude, we're gonna move on to our next guest. But thank you for joining us, and
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, nice
we
seeing you.
will be gunning for you to hit that campaign. So,
Thank you.
all right, dude, have a good night.
All right, you too.
Thank you, Ed.
See you later, Ed.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Awesome.
Yep.
I
Real cool.
really do think that's a unique idea for a
It
horror,
is.
horror story, you know, or a movie, or
Yeah, like you said, like It Follows, or just like any type of movie where it's like you can't really explain this entity that's that's permeating an area or a thing. Did it
Yeah.
come from here? Did it come from there? That's kind of what like the way I wrote the Pond, the preview that opened the show tonight. Like it's the same thing. It's like we don't really know what came out of the pond that caused that, but it's just wreaking havoc on this town.
yeah, and I love it too. You don't, if I remember right, you're very vague on the explanation of it, right? Like it's just,
Yeah, well, like I kind of give like a couple of, could it be this? Could it be that? You
I
really
like
don't
that.
know.
I prefer that. It's like the Blob remake. Remember, like they didn't know exactly what.
The Thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
thing. Like there was a couple
Walking
explanations
Dead.
on what it might be, but no one ever like kind of says, like. So I like that.
Yeah,
I like when they do that.
I have a killer idea for a remake for the Blob that I would like to do, and I hope that if ever like it falls into public domain, or if I have an
hell yeah.
opportunity to write a remake of that in comic or any other form otherwise, I want to write that.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, because I always creeped out by the Blob, or like stuff like the Raft, like on Creepshow 2. Like
Oh,
like
yeah, right.
like a creature like that, like eating you, just like disgusts me. I don't know.
Yeah, and there was
It's creepy.
the very fun satirical movie, The Stuff, about about pudding or whatever that comes to life and kills people.
Yeah, right.
What's that Robin Williams movie with that bouncy stuff?
Flubber.
Yeah, Flubber.
Flubber. Yeah, that maybe a story comes from there. Like it's a part of Flubber that
It's
Trying
like
to
the
do
dark
that.
side of
That would be
Flubber.
great.
Like this is the dark, like the
Yeah, right.
the evil
Negative.
version of what happened.
yeah, right.
Right.
The
I just
excess
remember
part
the
that
stuff where the guy was feeding it to his dog. He's like, Chip loves the stuff.
Yeah,
And the dog's like,
he loves it. He'll eat anything.
yeah, right.
Mikey.
Yeah, the
that was the
tagline,
tagline
"Are
right
you
there.
eating
Yeah,
it?
hells
Are you
yeah.
eating you?"
Highly
And the
recommend
cover
this
was
stuff.
the best, with like the people in front of the fridge being like melted in it and stuff.
Yep,
Good
absolutely.
movie, man.
It is a good movie.
But without further ado, because we could talk horror movies all
Yeah,
freaking
for sure.
night here. We want to bring what the people are came here to see, So returning guests Greydon Square and Tombstone, which I'm dying to talk to both of these guys. So
yes,
no further
absolutely.
ado, let's bring them both in here. Let's first start with Greydon. Greydon, what's up, man?
What's going on? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Good, man. Good to see you again.
Absolutely. Good to see you guys.
Welcome back.
Let's bring in Tombstone as well. Tombstone, what's up, man? Yeah.
How's it going, guys?
Hey,
I actually brought a guest with me this time. You guys wouldn't mind saying hi to
nice.
Horatio.
And do we know him or her?
No.
Hey, I do want to say this though. Structure is the third person of our team. Joseph, you guys know him. He's been on the show, and we wanted to bring him on here as well because
absolutely.
Oh yeah, Joe's here.
Yeah.
Let's definitely bring Joe in. Yeah.
Doing what he does best.
Hang on, let me bring that. Here we go. There he is.
There he is. What up, dude? What a surprise.
Hey, how are you?
You're on mute.
What's going on? Wait, can we hear him?
There you go.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I just wanted to mess up your guys' layout here.
No, it's all good, man. What a surprise. I should have texted you asking if you were coming on. I'm glad you're here.
Oh, you're good, man.
No, you didn't mess up the format. It's like almost like the Brady Bunch here.
Like 3 and 3 tag team.
Yeah, right.
Yes, trios titles.
Wait, before we get into the presentation, though, everyone here was we were supposed to ask Tombstone about wrestling.
Oh, yeah, I love wrestling.
Nice.
So let's make this real quick. My grandfather, that's one of the things he left me is wrestling. I can't remember how old I was, but I do remember he was watching something that I thought was boxing because there was a ring there and two guys in suits with microphones talking. And then this guy comes out who I found out later it was Bob Backlund. He comes out and he starts talking or whatever. I was like, okay. And I watched the match and nobody was actually putting their hands up. They was throwing each other around and stuff. And I kind of fell in love with that entire presentation from then. Nice. So as far as my stage name, because I'm sure that's what you guys was getting at.
Right.
The Undertaker is probably my favorite single wrestler. Yes. His entire image and presentation kind of informed my stage name for my music and all of that as well. So that's kind of an homage to him. And it also gets a little share with the Crow, right? I love the Crow.
Oh.
Right. So
I was hoping it was the Spider-Man villain because I love the Spider-Man villain.
Yes.
Lonnie Ling, I love that.
He's great.
I love that character. Badass. He just looked like I don't know, just imposing.
Absolutely.
Love that.
He looked like he was made of concrete.
Yeah. That's what's awesome about him. Yeah. Really creepy.
You guys heard of the new craze chess boxing? I just heard it on. I just saw it on 60 Minutes over the weekend. Like you play chess and you box your opponent.
I've seen it. I would try it.
You literally play chess. Right.
I try it. I got from this.
Look at that shine.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! What happened?
It was badass.
Hell
yeah!
Chess or boxing?
John at Muay Thai caught me. It happens.
Yeah. Oh my god!
Hell yeah!
Damn, he took one for the team, Joe. That's awesome.
He won that fight. You should see the other guy's face.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
You're both smiling. It's all good.
Awesome. So I know you guys are here for to premiere some new cutting edge software for digital comics. Johnny, did you want to set this up? You're always good at the hype stuff.
Well, I mean, this is huge, right? This is everything. Everybody that I've witnessed see this presentation has just been in awe. I was very lucky to have a personal presentation, of the platform originally. And then I kind of told Keith, and when Greydon came on to promote the book, we got a backstage preview because you guys couldn't really debut it publicly yet. So that night, we were very lucky, like I said before, that we were promised the debut of this platform. This is groundbreaking. So honored to have you guys show this off for the first time publicly here on Indie Comics Relay. So without further ado, I'll let you guys take the reins here.
Yeah, great. Please take over and
show the audience.
Yeah. If
What's
you guys
up?
want to make me so first before you guys even make me the spotlight viewer, can you put us all back on the screen? Because I do want to frame this a little bit. Because none of this would be possible without the team that I work with on both sides of this, because it required sort of both sides of a perspective that I didn't have. So the comic book publisher perspective, which I didn't have, the comic book creation perspective that I didn't have, and then this sort of the creation of what goes into making a comic, I didn't understand at all. So if you take it back about 10 years, myself and Tombstone were just rocking as a tag team. We were doing the tag team circuit. We were doing the indie circuit, you know what I mean? Doing the do. And then, of course, while doing the do, we met the next member of our stable, Mr. Joseph Arnold here, who we call Structure. And he was the first person, who, we actually came to with an idea that actually believed in our idea. It was like, hey, I can do that. I'll take a chance on you guys. And so he took a shot on us, and we created this comic called Extropy and Entropy. And because my tag team partner and I, Tombstone, did not come from the world of comics, we didn't understand that.
I came from comics.
No. He came from comics. I didn't come from comics, right? But what I'm saying is we didn't come from the creation of comics.
No, absolutely not.
We came from the creation of hip hop.
Yes.
And that requires you to be way more wordy. Tombstone has a rich history in comics. I'm not trying to deny that at all. But what I'm saying is we had no idea how to write comics at all.
At all.
Okay.
Because of that, we wrote these big, long, diatribes and all that kind of stuff. Well, when it turned out we put the dialogue on the actual art, I started to realize, like, hey, there's something here that we're missing when it comes to comics. Just as technology started to come to bear, this idea popped in my head and everybody else's head about what we could do if we just took another approach to comics. So I'll show you guys sort of what we're working on. If you want to put me up on the screen.
Yeah, here we go.
All right. So first things first, the platform is called Majesty Reader. And what we try to create is a royal reading experience. And the reason why we call it that is because we want to create the experience that if you were someone of, high esteem, very wealthy, and you could tailor your reading experience to your sort of wealth and your prestige, this is exactly what you would do. And I say that jokingly, but we really want you to feel like this platform gives you sort of every way to experience your comics. It operates like a normal reader, so it doesn't compromise anything in the reading experience. But we've done some things that no other reading experiences are doing. And so obviously I can show you like normal sort of app stuff. You're not here for that. What I do want to show you, obviously, the assets and the art that we are actually using come from Joseph Arnold, right? The story that we created, me and Tombstone, Extropy and Entropy, all of these assets were used to build this experience as a test, as a model, as for what you could actually do. So, like a normal reading experience, you have smart paneling, right? You have the ability to sort of move in and out. We want to make this something social so that the users have the experience, have the ability to do this right along with the publisher, right? One of the things that we really try to do is actually keep that page turning experience that a lot of people feel like a comic book experience misses. Not that you may or may not use that. Some people do, some people don't. But I still feel like from a comic book experience, you should probably have that, right?
Like that.
But what we've also tried to do is, if you see all the text that's sitting here, this is an example of what I was talking about, is for us not coming from understanding how to write comics because we wrote so much. Even when we trimmed it down, this is half of probably what we wrote. You see how much of this stuff covers. Right. You see how much of this stuff actually covers the actual art. So my perspective was, why would we cover up all this beautiful art with all of this text dialogue? Now, my idea was, hey, let's color it. Let's let it blend into the palette of the page. But that only does so much because you're still covering stuff up. But what we tried to do is create an experience where you could just remove the text. And now you have the ability to experience the comic without having all the text, and you have the ability to bring the text back in as you want.
I love that. So if you wanted to take a look at the entire image without text,
Yep.
and then you bring it in when you're ready to read it. I like that a lot.
Yeah, because you may want to. Okay, so there's, from what I understand. Okay, I don't come from comic books. I always have to sort of preface that because I'm looking at this from an outsider. Comic book fans love art. That is the primary reason they're there. Story is great, but if the art is trash, no one gives a shit. So why are we covering up all the art? So my whole thing was give you the ability to democratize your own experience. So yeah, you bring up the art, or you bring up the actual text bubbles, and it gives you the ability to experience the art as you desire and bring that up as you desire. But it actually gets deeper than that, because you may not just want to stop there. You may actually want to go to the inks. And now you have the ability to have the same experience where you're going through this. You can bring up text dialogue. You can still follow along with the story and be able to experience this in whatever way you want. You may want color. You may not want color. What if you want the sketches, the thumbs?
Oh my God, look at that. Holy shit.
It's pretty awesome.
I think it's cool about the color toggle, because even as a creator, you can now present something that is meant to go from black and white to color with this simple toggle.
Yep.
Right. You can now implement that into your creative process. That's remixing your own book in a way, right?
Absolutely.
I love the way you said that too. The remixing of the book. I love the way you said
that. Because you're going to create your own experience in how you read this, right? You're not going to read it the same way twice. So the idea is that if you have all of this art and you want to experience sort of the process, and I know you guys had a sort of a lead up with the controversy of AI, and I want to get to that. But if you are someone who is a staunch human artist supporter, and you want to verify that the human art process, the integrity has been maintained, then this is the way you would do it.
Yeah.
This is how you would put your money where your mouth is and say, I'm only going to support art that I can see every step of the creative process. And that way I can know that a human had a hand in it.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. Because this allows you to see that and like know that AI didn't draw this.
Right.
Exactly.
And I don't want people to feel like, you know, we are trying to cut humans out of the loop. This actually keeps humans in the loop because it requires more human cultivation. Yeah, it requires the human to cultivate the bespoke experience that you're trying to create for your readers as a publisher. So, for instance, right, let's say you do have that ability, right? You do have the ability to, you know, get rid of the text layers, but you may want to do something more than that, right? You may want to have something to where you actually have motion.
Wow, look at that.
And have the ability to still toggle what you need to toggle, see what you want to see, hear what you want to hear, but have this ability to create this experience as you like.
So, let me ask a few questions about this portion of it. Like, so what you did there in that one panel, like, are you telling it what you want the panel to do? Like, are you telling the AI what you want those characters to be doing? Or is the AI interpreting it?
So I'm not gonna answer this question directly. I'm actually gonna pass this to Tombstone because he has a better answer because he actually does this. But
yeah,
Tombstone answer that is specific to publishers. But go ahead, Tombstone.
Yeah. So here's the thing. While we are definitely trying to keep humans in the loop with every aspect of the creativity and everything that they bring to the table with this, we also don't judge other creators and how they want to create. We feel like you let the marketplace decide. So what we have basically done is given them the option to be able to put video in there. It doesn't matter how they do it. If they want to go and pay an animator to animate the layers themselves, right? They can 100% do that. So the actual platform itself does not generate any of this. This is right. This was all made outside of this. And then because we have the features in there that allow us to place the animation in there, it's going to be really up to the creativity of the publishers, and that's kind of the whole one of the reasons that we're doing this too, is to give the publishers a lot of options. I got to tell you guys, the way this has turned out through this development has inspired me even more with our older books, right? Because there's so much context of the story that was not told that can be told now through some of the features we have here. And it's like Greydon had mentioned earlier, that it gives people a different way to experience comic books.
Now, can AI update this comic by adding the ballroom to the White House?
Good. I mean, theoretically, if you wanted to. I mean, to Tombstone's point, we're not telling you how to create your experience.
Right.
I look at us as the Steam of comics, and so that you hear other people say that, but it's like, we're going to create the platform for you to create your own experience, and you do with that what you will. If the market decides that your experience is terrible, AI is not going to save you.
Exactly.
Does the when you have an animated panel like that, do you also have the option to say you wanted to do audio instead of
Yes, you do.
word balloons? You can do that.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
Oh,
you can do a full-blown immersive cinematic experience of your book. And I like this particular, because I've even stated before that I'm not too keen on AI.
Right.
But this is AI being used as a tool to enhance art, not as something to surpass or supplant the creative individual. This is bringing their artwork. This is bringing Joe's artwork to the next level.
That's it.
And the added benefit of possibly introducing audio, like having just a beat loop that you could have, setting a vibe or a tone to each page as you read it. Because reading a page is a lot different than a film score, but you can get kind of close by having the right couple second beat loop to go through and match the tone of what's happening on the page.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, to that point, I feel like I would love to hear Joseph's perspective on what this does to his art, or how he feels about how his art is being used in this multi-dimensional way, because I feel like most of the great art in this process gets left on the cutting room floor because the end result is one-dimensional and static and immutable.
Keith, can we bring up Joe as well?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can. He's here, but if I bring him up, it'll just be Joe.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, let's talk to Joe real quick.
There he is. Yeah, show us that shiner, Joe.
Look at that.
I got scuffed up here, but that one's so that's all right.
For his art.
I think what Gray's talking about mainly is even the regular process. So, writer writes the script, and then and then the artist is going to do thumbnails, and then they're going to do the pencils. And then nowadays, a lot of times the artist doing pencils is also going to be doing inks, sometimes colors. So the end result, there's all these steps, the script, the thumbnails, the pencils. The people actually buying the comics don't see anything except for the inks, colors, and letters. But all those other pieces are constructed, and they've done black and white editions of Batman, Ultimates, things like that, where it's mostly just the line work. And those sell really well, and people are really interested in seeing the development process that actually goes into the books before the final product is made. So it's almost like we're leaving half the process and half the material behind before the actual end product that the people are seeing. So this kind of gives more options. You're talking about audio. I don't know if I'm not supposed to spoil it, but there's other audio pieces that you can add. So you guys are talking about video. So I could do commentary. Am I allowed to say that?
Yep, you are.
Oh, yeah.
I can do a commentary, or kind of like a deconstruction, or kind of the thought process through the comic page. So panel 1, I could just kind of narrate some ideas, have that as an audio track along the book that is just another layer that the viewer can listen to while they're looking through the art. So it's kind of almost like tutorial territory, in which it's just bonus material like DVD extras, which now is maybe a reference that's
slightly outdated.
Because I got that reference, so I know I'm old.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, but in
Yeah.
the future, they're like, what is that even? Yeah.
Yeah,
What's a DVD?
so you can add, so you could have audio for the panel itself, and then like a quote unquote DVD commentary. on
Blu-ray
top.
commentary. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me put
In fact,
Greydon back
let me
up
show you
there.
a couple. Let me show you a couple other things. In fact, to Joseph's point, you know, you may be on this page, and you come across something like you see this little icon right here, and
Oh my
you'll be able to pull up, a little video that you can now watch. That's a contextual video, and
Wow.
you now have the ability to have contextual information. You don't know who this person is, but right here you find out she's the president of the United States. She's the what? 48th president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
She's no one to be fucked with, and she is, you know, she's a killer, right? Like, you learn all that in 20 seconds in this little video right here, and it gives context to the video. Like, she's sitting down with this guy, Eisenhower Garrick. You don't know who that is, but then you get a little video right here that allows you 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 15 seconds. To Joseph's point, what if you want to know what the artist is thinking as they're drawing, or you know, after they've drawn it, but they're giving
inspiration.
you their perspective of their inspiration. So while you're on that page, every page has a DVD commentary track that you can reveal through layers because of the underlying nested layer technology that we patented. So nice try, Amazon. Don't even try it. Or anybody else for that matter.
Right.
Or anybody else for that matter.
Our lawyer is very litigious.
Really litigious. So that's how he feeds his family. Anyway, the idea is that we have created the ability for the publisher to create their own bespoke experience, and to bring it all the way back around to what is art and what isn't. The art is going to be in how you create the experience. It's not just going to be in just the art. Joseph's art is amazing, but we can make an even greater experience by surrounding you and enveloping you in that immersive art and bringing it to life with sound and ambience and commentary and you know, contextual layers of links and sketches and thumbnails and, you know, animations and all these different things that for some reason comic companies have just forgot about.
You can totally world build with this. Like, my gears are already turning. Like, think about having like in continuity commercials, the way that you would see in RoboCop, right?
Yeah.
Or
Running
you
Man,
know,
like, recently.
right, like we
Right,
saw in the
that's
Running
about
Man that just came out. You know, the sky's the limit there. Like, you could really build out a world and have an immersive experience where somebody could actually spend a good amount of time with a comic book again. Going through every shred of detail.
Yes.
Yeah, and to that point, if you've gone through every shred of detail, let's say you have actually done that. Well, guess what? Because it's mutable, we can push updates to this book the way games push DLC. So you may wake up one day and your phone sends you a push notification that says, "Oh yeah, that favorite comic that you 100%ed, go back to it. You're now at 67% because we've added 2 layers, 4 pages, you know, X, Y, Z, you know, all the things that we can do digitally that you would never be able to do in an analog, you know, immutable format."
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
Think about that. That could be like a season premiere.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
You basically give control to the reader to do whatever they want with this book.
The creator and the readers. Yeah.
And
We have successfully democratized the storytelling experience.
Okay, Tony.
Yeah. We've done. Hey, Struck, can I show him Brother Bones? I don't want to be too forward with that.
Yeah, the PDFs are out. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So he was talking about doing it with black and white, and we actually have an example. One of you know, people that we work with who we're really supportive of, Ron Fortier, did a comic with Struck called Brother Bones, and this is a white and black comic, right? Like, so there's no color, but you can still do things on here like, well, allow yourself to have the control over the text. Allow yourself to be able to decide what you actually see. You know, you can actually still see the thumbs. You can go back and, you know, see everything that you want to see and control the experience again. So again, you get to see, yo, you sons of bitches, but then also get to see her nice jigglies. That's awesome, right?
We need like that zoom feature. Like,
oh, I love the zoom feature. And think about our fidelity. Hold up. Can I just say our fidelity? Oh my! Can I see our fidelity? Our fidelity? The 12-year-old version of me zoom.
It's like infidelity.
So, real quick question about the text layers. Could you theoretically add multiple text layers for different languages?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
We already have it in our roadmap. That will be available at launch.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll be version 1. Yep.
wow.
That will be version 1. We already have it in our roadmap to where if I got rid of this text layer and let's say you speak another language and you've selected that can be an alternate language, we just bring that up and the language is in there. And it's vector, so it's the highest quality, so no one has to see any degrade in the zoom. And oh yeah,
Next,
it's a reading experience.
Next level
the best experience on planet Earth. I told Tombstone not to cut a promo. I'm about to cut a promo. We have created the best comic book experience on planet Earth.
Booker, relax.
21st century. Let's go.
next level digital comic reading right here, live, debuting on Indie Comics Relay.
I love it.
Appreciate it. Yeah. No, it's awesome.
One more thing I wanted to just put out there real quick. This is for us a love letter to the niche, to the genre, and to the readers. Because for a long time they have kind of been neglected in the sense of the companies haven't updated any of the reading experience for them. And that's what we want to do. At the same time, it's a love letter to other publishers because we want them to be able to express their story in multifaceted ways and really get people to get into the stories. And also, like Greydon mentioned earlier, before now, that some of these other process and production was on the cutting room floor. You didn't get a chance to see it, and now it has a use.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that really is true. Like, you'd have to buy a separate book from the publisher with just this info in it. You know, now you have it all in one place at any time. You can look at it. Did you see Dr. Mask's question there, Greydon? He's
but I do want to address something you said before we get to that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said you'd have to use separate pages, and what we've created also is this is something that's we've done is instead of you having to, let's say you have to buy a separate book for different covers, and I know that's a way to sell a bunch of books, right? But
yeah,
humor me. Let's just say you wanted all those covers on the same book, but you didn't want that to take up page real estate. We've created a way now to where your covers will actually sit on the cover layer, and you can decide what cover you want to see at any given time.
I love that.
One other thing I was hoping you could show off is I know you have this nice kind of Netflix, Steam kind of format for book selection, but I think you showed us a different view where it almost felt like you were in a comic shop flipping through a long box.
Oh, that was
yeah. So that hasn't.
Is that possible still?
Yeah, no, it's coming. Oh, it's coming.
Okay.
It just hasn't been implemented yet. We do want to recreate that experience where you are flipping through a long box as you are sorting through pages or sorting through comics that you may be looking at. We have a whole sort of system where it would recreate the experience of like finding what you like and being able to put that in your shopping
Set it
cart.
to a side.
That sort of stuff. Yeah. It's that probably won't make 1.0, but it will definitely be out that same year. In fact, it might actually make 1.0.
It's a very cool feature where it kind of like the same way your page turn feels very realistic. This literally feels like you're flipping through the long box and you find the top of his comic. You're like, "Ooh, this looks interesting," and you pull it up, and then that launches you into the book. Very cool.
Yeah,
very cool experience.
It's so seamless too. Like there's no shakiness or jar. Yeah, that's wow. Look at that.
Yeah, it's smooth. It's
total
smooth.
control.
And you know what's crazy is let's say you did that with motion, and let's say you have different things moving. You could turn this page, and that stuff is still moving.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
that's
so
amazing.
It's an active, mutable live stack in a page. So all of that stuff actually, like, you could turn and see what's going on the next page, even if it's animated.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
It's pretty crazy.
Wow, that is next level. That's awesome. Yeah, really, man, this is incredible stuff.
What we've tried to do is, again, create a royal reading experience so that you feel like royalty whenever you come in here and read your favorite comic book in an enhanced format. Because again, this puts the onus back on the publisher to be artistic about how they create the experience. This puts the leverage back into the reader's hands, and this makes the space valuable for advertisers. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody wins. You centralize the experience, so it's not over there and it's not over here. No, we, multiple patents that have been filed, patent pending, sure, but we beat you to the market. So we'd rather have you just come here, be in a centralized place where the experience can be democratized, and then everybody who's interested in this, you can just throw us your ideas and be like, hey, what if you could do this? You know the guys who made it. We own the technology. Right. So give us some ideas. We'll put it in there.
How far till we get the holodeck version of this?
6 months in Steam's VR. 6 months.
I was going to say, this seems like it would be perfect for a VR experience. So it's probably, like you said, realistically not far off.
No, we're going to be on Steam VR. We're going to be on Steam Deck. We're going to be on PlayStation and Xbox stores. We're going to be on iOS and Android. We're going to be everywhere.
And you will be able to control this with your controller.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, controller support. Don't even get me started on controllers.
Oh man, that's cool. So you'll be able to read a comic on your gaming console.
Yes.
Amazing. That's cool. I like that. Wow. Yeah, that's
now,
really neat stuff.
Are you guys strictly featuring indie comics at this point, or are you pursuing publishers?
So I have a meeting with an unnamed major indie comic dude. Let me just put that right.
Okay. That's the technical dude.
The parking lot. So I have a meeting in January, probably in January. But it is one of the 5 or 4 major indies, and I feel like if we can sell them on this, then they will probably be our first sort of major indie signing. Indie companies we love because, in my opinion, they're the most creative. They're the least resistant to new technology, and they're the most imaginative with how they could use this. I've already seen people come up with new and innovative ways.
Man.
They're doing this now. We can't show you their work because it's their proprietary work, but like our publishers are already doing things where you're like, whoa, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, that's
right.
You do some pretty crazy stuff with this. It's a comic book experience, but in definition, it's a fully immersive experience that's completely controllable by the user.
I think that would help you. I think that would help sell it if you guys could get like one of the major indie companies on board, because I think the comic industry needs somebody like that to ease people into this kind of stuff. Because the comic industry, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they are opposed to change most of the time.
Yes, we've noticed.
Like they'll not like change.
I tried to suggest color text bubbles, and the guy that we were I'm not going to throw him under the bus. Let's just put it this way: we had differing opinions.
That's nuts.
Which is insane, because the whole idea was simply that you just changed some of the gradient colors on the bubbles, and for this particular guy, I guess it just went against what he was taught. But I didn't understand why, because it's not like that hasn't been done before. Who doesn't remember Deadpool's the early way they used to write his text bubbles? It's all in yellow.
That, and like every villain has like a black, like a black filled balloon with like red lettering now,
right? Or white lettering, right?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I do colored balloons all the time when I letter other people's stuff. So that's kind of a weird aversion, to
weird hill to die on. Weird hill to die on.
It was absolutely a strange hill to die on. But that just goes to show you the resistance of sort of new and innovative things. And again, I come from outside of comics, so it's a little bit different for me. I could understand why people would be resistant, but in my opinion, this doesn't take away from the comic book experience. It only adds to it. And if
I
you
agree
are
with
a
you.
publisher or a creator, your imagination, you can go nuts with this. Like, I don't understand how this hurts you at all.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because you can open it up. It's not just a regular digital comic,
Right.
like you really can dig into this. And with the, like you said, like taking the word balloons out. I mean, I work at a shop and half the covers we sell now are virgin artwork. They don't want any of the logo on the covers. You know what I mean? They just want the image, and like
Right.
that's a thing now. So I think you guys are
Sometimes
tapping
I will
into
just-
that a little bit.
To that point, sometimes I will just go through the comic and not look at any text. I just want to see the art.
Yeah.
Like, why
Yep.
are we covering up this beautiful man's art with all this?
Thank you
Yeah.
for the compliment. Thank you.
Like, I'm offended. The art is
Yep.
too good. I'm offended. It's too good to be covered up, and we need to have a real discussion about where we are technologically and how we experience art and storytelling.
Yep.
And I think you guys give variety here because you could have it any which way you want it.
Yes.
Well, you could just do audio for the characters talking. Like, you
Right.
don't even need to do word
You don't need
balloons.
to do any of the words. You could just literally do just audio. Yeah.
Also, that Dr. whatever the heck that thing is, he had asked, would the creator have to provide the text translation? Did you address that?
I did, but I can address it again. Eventually, we will have some sort of an auto translator that will allow us to do that. However, this is where I want to keep humans in the loop. Because we are trying to create a platform that I want people to sort of do business on, I took something from the music industry over into this area. I don't know if anybody else does this, but we're going to be doing it, which is we're actually going to be allowing for the publishers to decide who was involved in the comic book to get paid directly from the transaction. Why that's important is because if you're a letterer and all you do is letter, then you now have a vested interest in any time this comic book sells. So if you do lettering in other languages, if you take the time to be like, oh, I'll translate that, and you're the one that's translating for a lot of these indie companies, well, you're going to have a stake in that. If you're asking for 2%, 3% in each one, and you do however many you do the math. And of course, I feel like there's never enough letterers.
Yeah, right. I'm also gonna be like, guys better not do any of that audio shit and cut me out.
So,
but no, I mean, like there is a certain and because Keith's a great letterer actually, so there is a certain human element that is required to understand context there for like lettering. So of course you want to have that human element.
And I want to create what I want to do is create with this. You're creating a directory of people to get work from each other.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that those directories don't exist already, but in this sort of medium, because it's a new medium and everyone's trying to do their own thing, listen, like this would be a centralized place for letterers to meet colorists, to meet interior artists, to meet editors, to meet publishers,
animators.
This is very open source.
Come help.
And also the credits for each of the books. So when you're uploading and when you're creating the project, you can say who's doing what roles. And then our intent is to have hyperlinks. So you see how all the names are kind of bold right there. So hyperlink it, and then you have access to those people's library. So you want to see something else that this person has colored, like Gabriel Sandoval, like anything else he's worked on. We can catalog that as well and have that going.
Oh wow! So like books that I lettered for whoever that might be on the platform will show up in my library as
it gets uploaded on the platform.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Wow, that's cool. I like that.
They're going to be meta tagged with your account. So if you that's your name and that's your tag, then you just verify and
Oh, that's awesome, man! Wow, I like that a lot.
Promotion, that's promotion, and that's good for everybody. Benefits everybody.
Like I said, a love letter to the niche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seriously, it's great stuff. And then, so have you guys figured out? Like, I know you're going to be crowdfunding this soon. have you guys figured out what like a payment kind of plan will be for this in the future, or are you guys still playing with the numbers?
Oh no, I mean we have an economy fully sort of worked out. Our marketplace is live right now. Like if you actually,
oh wow, okay,
we're not actually giving out our sort of live website right now, so
right,
actually go there. But if you did, you can spend money in our marketplace, and it would work, and it would take your money, and it would give you the comic you bought. So, what we're working on now is just sort of custody testing of sending funds where they're supposed to go. Right. So if we all worked on a comic and there's a percentage, we're making sure that that money goes where it's supposed to go.
Right.
But outside of that, our economy is live. We are trying to do scale testing and trying to make sure that if we do get an influx of people who want to use our platform, we can sustain that. We technically, and I don't mean to sound arrogant, we technically don't need any investment. We did all of this on the front end. We're not asking for money and telling you we're going to promise a product on the back end. The product is done.
Okay.
So we could have publishers come in, sell their product, and make money like a traditional business. Or people can help us accelerate our scale. It would be great. It would be awesome. We get a lot of more sort of overhead things trust me, I'm not trying to turn down nobody's money here. But we could do it the old-fashioned way too. And then we could also go the angel investor route as well. I've been doing these, pitch circuits and stuff like that, which is kind of where you're hearing some of my my actual lingo is coming from. But yeah, I feel like that's what we're creating.
Yeah, this is a dumb question. I'm not sure. How long does it take to take someone's book and make it do all this stuff?
Oh, that's going to depend on the publisher. Firstly, it's going to depend on what they actually want to do with their book. Every publisher is not going to want to use every feature, right? So depending on what they want to do, it doesn't really take as long as you might think. Like we have certain tools in here that actually help them do that a lot quicker. Like taking the entire PDF, put it in there, and it'll sort out itself and do all these different things. So it's like it shouldn't take long. I know when I put books up there, the only reason that it takes me as long as it does is because I'm also creating some of the other content, like some of the videos you'll see there or whatever. So I have to also do that and then place it up there. But if you already have your assets, it doesn't hardly take any time at all.
If you have 5 layers and all the assets, it would take you 4 hours.
Okay. That's not
and
bad,
each asset costs something, I'm sure.
Well, it depends on what assets you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, if you're buying, paying for the artwork like normal, the assets would be like the breakdowns, the pencils and inks, right? Is that what you guys are talking about? Color layer.
That just depends on the artist providing all that. So I mean, if you
that's what I was thinking.
But like the animations and all that work, like it depends on what route you're going for that. If you have someone actually animating it, like they should charge quite a bit more because it's a lot of work. But with the AI, it's still mapping onto the illustrations that are there, so it's still recoursing and working from the art that's there and the actual artist's work itself. And that's, you have to pay for the rendering capabilities of that. But other than that, that's all the creators desire and the creators whatever they want for the final product and to provide for their customers.
We call that publisher's prerogative.
Yep.
Now, how soon can a creator jump on this platform if they wanted to feature their work?
Contact us.
Yeah, contact us. He's not lying. We are looking for independent publishers to come in and help test for scale. Yes. And so, as long as they understand that, we get a percentage of every transaction they do on our platform, obviously. It's a small percentage, it's like 10%, but it's a lot less than Amazon or, anything like that. And we want to make it extremely friendly for independent publishing companies to come in and say, hey, I make $10, you're not going to notice if we're taking one for overhead. So how soon, how fast? I would argue January, we will probably be launching live. So if you want to get in now so you can create your experiences before then, let's get you in now. Let's take the next month and build your experience so that in January you can actually launch when we launch. We are a storytelling console. Everybody remembers your favorite console launch. You remember the games that launched with them? Some of them were dope, some of them weren't. But as the console got better, the games got better, right? That's what we are. So at the end of the day, you want to get in early and learn the code and learn the platform and learn how to actually do this from people who are doing it on the ground floor. Let's do it together. We are creating a new medium no one has ever created before. So there's going to be some things that we're going to try, it's not going to work, and some things we're going to discover that we didn't even realize. My homie told me something. He was like, listen, I'm trying to figure out how to scratch with this. He's likening it to records where people scratch with records that wasn't their intended use. So someone's going to find a way to use this that is not its intended use that's going to make this go viral even outside of comics. And don't even get me started with the licensing thing. So someone's
exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's true. Because someone's going to see something that we're not seeing.
Well, wow. I mean, I could see a little bit of that already. Like the way you can break this open and present a piece of art to the reader is more than, and I can't even say reader anymore. Because it's more than just reading. There's an audio level, there's visual, there's so much more going on here. This is next level comic reading. This is or comic experience. You can't even call it, like I said, you can't call it reading. This is a comic experience app.
Yeah. I mean, I can't dispute that. I mean, I think we've created the 21st century comic book experience. Oh, by the way, just a point of order. The last real innovation in comics were when comic books started to be printed. I don't count it being scanned on digital like everything else. I don't count smart panels. The last innovation was when we decided to print comic books. So in my opinion, this is the first real innovation to experiencing comics in 100 years.
Yeah, I might have to agree with you on that. Any other feature or any other perk that we haven't touched upon, Greydon?
There's a couple of other things. I can't reveal them all right now because I do want to save something for next show. If you guys invite us on, I would love to talk about some other features that we have. Of course. That are really cool. In fact, after the show, we can talk about them offline, just so you guys know I'm not bullshit.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we're doing that is, in my opinion, next level, and everyone else is gonna have to play catch up for now. If they try to do what we're doing, they're gonna have to reinvent the wheel with the triangle. So.
Yeah, we got some people. Yeah, this looks amazing. I've always wanted to see comics move into a next level. Yeah.
Amen, Marcus.
Marcellus from
Marcellus. My apologies.
Podcast.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I feel like most comic fans, people who are fans of art, they're gonna love this because again, this goes back to what they're actually there for, which is the actual art. Most people, they could take it or leave it, but for me, it's like that's non-negotiable. Like I don't understand why we aren't just saying we must have this in this way. Yeah, I can't imagine reading comics not like this now.
Yeah, right.
I can't go back.
I feel like this is the something needed to move into digital because, like, I'm still like a physical reader, so like, but this is so next level that I think I could make the jump to just this.
Well, can I say one thing about that? I don't think this impedes on that. Because what I think this does is it turns that experience into its own experience separate from this. And I feel like most of the time you get comic books that you really like, you want to read it, but you don't want to touch it and destroy it. You want to turn that into art decor. You want to put it up for everybody to see it and don't touch it. This is how you want to experience the story. This is how you want to experience the dopamine. This is how you want to experience the experience. As opposed to destroying your nice, pristine one of one that you paid X amount of dollars for and you don't want to touch with your grubby hands.
Yeah, 100%. Man, this is great. Great stuff. Johnny, Harry, any other questions for these guys?
When are you going to introduce Scratch and Sniff?
Right.
Can you bring us all back up right now? Because I didn't get a chance to actually see you guys' face when I was presenting. But one thing I will say is that seeing people's reaction to this for the first time is always a treat. hearing people's reaction to this is always a treat. And because it is so new and it is so novel, yeah, it's like you get that sort of first time experience of wondering where this can go, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, like this is something else.
Yeah. Very cool, man. Very cool.
Can you bring us back, Keith?
Yeah. Hang on, let me. There we go. Back
Awesome.
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, we
Hey,
lost
did we
Tombstone.
lose Tombstone?
Oh no.
He'll be back. He's restart. He's an internet weather sort of stuff. So.
Oh no! Oh, that stinks. Maybe he'll get back before we end the show. But dude, this. I mean, I'm impressed. I am impressed. Johnny, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, like the sky's the limit. I think once people start understanding what they can do, like you said, breaking the platform, learning to scratch with it, as you put it, I think that's where it's really like gonna shine. Finding the right creative input to take the tools that are here and to kind of make it shine and make it that much more. I like you think about those like inset panels for videos, and just using that even for sponsorship. Like subletting that space to help pay
the
for
modern
the book
day
itself.
the modern day comic book ads, right?
Bingo, exactly. Or an order form.
Yeah, right.
What if a character's wearing a shirt that's really fucking cool, and you want to make that shirt, and they can just click on that character and says buy now, and it sends them right to a shopping platform.
Johnny's already breaking the system.
Think about that though, right? It's
like you can do.
Surrounded by Death is a story about my characters going on a quest for coffee. Yeah. And then I went ahead and I made that coffee blend. And I went a step further and I made a coffee booth at a convention to serve coffee for people in character.
It was delicious as well. I didn't have it on. I got that packet from the Kickstarter, and it was amazing coffee. So I hope that's what you guys were selling there. It was great.
Yes, 100%. It was that stuff. And to that point, it would be so cool for readers to read Surrounded by Death. And when they come and they spoiler alert, they get the coffee at the end, you could click on it and buy it.
And smell it.
Think about that. And that's the smell it, right? That's your scratch and sniff. But that's the way you can take your book and bring it to the next level. Right?
But you saw the downsides to it with Jordy LaForge when he met the engineer of the in that one episode. You got a little carried away, but whatever.
Flew too close to the sun.
Yeah,
right.
But Harry always has to bring it back to Star Trek,
right.
Of course.
I didn't know you're a big fan, so
That's where
you get in there.
This is Star Trek level tech, though.
No,
it is.
It really is.
That's the thing about Star Trek, though. All that tech became reality, right? Or is becoming reality as we get closer into the future. Think of it like this, Keith. If Mighty Mascots was on there, you could literally have people buy the action figures at the end of the book.
Yeah.
Right? Click here. Boom. Buy Boxer Bear.
Yeah.
It just.
I can't wait to tell you guys what we're doing after the show, Doc.
Oh boy.
Yeah, definitely. I'm ready to kind of wrap things up because I want to hear what else is on the
I can't implore indie creators enough to take a serious look at this platform and put the AI bullshit aside, because even I fucking have qualms with AI. But
to go back to that for a second, Johnny, I feel like this doesn't. You get to see like the bones of the artwork though,
right.
Like the real person drew this, like a real person colored this, a real person lettered this. So
right.
And it's just using that tech to kind of enhance all of that, I guess.
Right. That's what we said earlier.
Obviously,
this is an enhancement.
Every artist gives their permission or grants permission for their artwork to be used this way too. So it's not like they're not okay with it.
Right. It's not generating art stolen from Joe. It's taking Joe's art and bringing it to the next level.
Yeah. just arranging it in a way that makes it accessible and entertaining and, customizable and things like that. I think, and this is, I don't want to get into this as a tangent because we can go all night with this, but like the anti-AI people are getting hit with shrapnel that have nothing to do with that. Like this really doesn't have anything to do with AI. Like it's a comic book platform that stacks layers of images that let you modify the experience. And I know everyone is looking for demons everywhere. I get it, bro. We live in that world where we hate everything all the time for every reason. But this isn't that.
It's not.
Well, I mean, it's here. It's here. You're not putting that genie back in the bottle again. So honestly, though, seriously, that it's here. It's implemented into everything now. Like it's just. But so you're either gonna live with it, or you know what I mean. You got to find your peace with it. So.
But Greydon makes a point. It's not. This isn't that.
No.
This isn't that.
No, it isn't. Now that I've seen it. Right.
Well, I want to say this. I want my AI heart surgeon to steal as much medical data on heart surgery as possible, so it never gets anything wrong. I really do.
Yeah, right.
So be it. So,
or our last guest eye surgeon, he definitely needs it.
There you go.
Right. But yeah, no, I'm with you, man. So, but all right. I mean, I'm kind of I think if you guys are all set, unless you have anything else that you want to, let me I will put
you
your
want to put our contact info in there.
Oh yeah, yes. I want to put let me put your Discord info here in the chat, and I'll go back and I'll add it to the video as well. So anybody that's watching this tomorrow can just go to our YouTube channel and pull it out of the description of the video. This is the Discord, and then also let me get all your contact info here as well.
And you'd say Discord is basically the home base for this platform and this project, and where you're growing everything, growing your community, all that stuff, right?
So yes and no. I've already built a community separate from this, Grand Unified Theory, which is a sort of global community, thousands of people. I don't want to recreate the wheel on that. However, Majesty is a very specific thing, and I do want a place for that, so I created a Discord for that. However, there's a lot of people from Grand Unified on that Discord. There's a lot of people from Grand Unified everywhere I go. That's why Grand Unified is Grand Unified. But I feel like if they want to support directly this project specifically without coming in through the Grand Unified door, yes, that Discord allows them to do that.
Roger that.
Very cool.
Have you incorporated any of your own original music in your comic?
I have not, but I have rapped from the perspective of my comic book character, which is pretty amazing.
Oh, that's fun.
That's cool.
The songs are on Spotify if people want to check it out, or you can actually buy. I don't even know if we have links for that anymore, but yeah, Cosmic Wars, is that right?
Yeah, Celestial Wars.
Celestial Wars.
There was a bunch of songs that we did that was a part of that project, but I can send you the link to that album on Spotify if you're interested. And I don't mind that people listen to my stuff on Spotify. It is what it is.
Okay. Awesome. All right, everybody, check out the Discord and also check out all of Greydon's links here. Friend him on Facebook and all that, follow on Instagram and all that stuff. And keep an eye out for the January launch on this. Go ahead, Johnny.
I was just going to say, don't forget to follow Structure Arts on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right, for all of his artwork and his projects. And we've got some more Sartana coming up soon. So keep an eye out on Joe's page for some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, gents. Johnny, Harry, anything you guys want to shout out before we start wrapping things up here?
I can show one quick thing. I mean, I got to share the screen though. Hold on a second.
I don't have the guts to follow up that awesome presentation.
Well,
so
should I wait?
Defer to Harry on this.
Yeah,
one.
wait till we're live again next time.
Okay,
Harry.
all right. Yeah, I don't want to like taint that your presentation.
It wouldn't be a taint. It would just it'd be hard to follow that up, Harry.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
This is like thing I'm gonna say is Kid Switch wraps in about 10 days on Kickstarter. So if you have a chance, check that.
Wraps
one out.
up, but he doesn't wrap.
Yeah,
he wraps up. He wraps up. I have a cool song for a song title. Another Star Trek reference. How about The Trouble with Troubles? Is that something? That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? I can make a song out of anything. So.
I'll start working.
Start working on that, Harry.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But
Still
all
working
right,
on it.
everybody. So we're back to our bi-weekly schedule after tonight. Thank God, it's been a long 4 weeks. And then just look out, join the Discord, watch for announcements. Greydon will be letting everybody know when this is ready to go, public wise. And most importantly, everybody, read comics. All right. Have a great rest of your week. And we will talk to you later, everybody. Good night.
Be excellent to one another.